She doesn't love you anymore. She's so worn out with this relationship, she's just there. And if you're a man watching this video because she shared it with you, listen to me. She doesn't know how to talk to you. She doesn't know how to express her feelings to you. She doesn't know how to get through to you. So don't be mad at her. Please don't be mad at her. She's sharing this with you because she wants to love you. She wants to be with you. She wants to live her best life with you. So go to her right now with an open heart and say these 3 words. Let's fix this.
Listen, she's falling out of love with you if these start happening. Number 1, she's distanced emotionally. And by that, I mean she becomes more distant and less emotionally available. I mean, being distanced emotionally means she's no longer basically letting you in as she used to. And this is not about being secretive, but rather about a noticeable change in how she communicates or fails to communicate her feelings, thoughts, and day-to-day activities. Okay? Previously, if she had a rough day, she'll come to you seeking solace, maybe a listening ear. She'll tell you about the colleague who upset her or her worries about an upcoming project, right? She'd excitedly share the minor details of her day, from the funny incident at work to her thoughts on, say, a recent book that she read, right? Now, conversations might feel a little more superficial. Like, instead of diving into topics with enthusiasm, she might give brief answers or change the subject. Now, understand me when I say that this isn't necessarily about hiding the truth, but more about a reluctance or hesitation to share, perhaps out of, fear of vulnerability, or feeling that her feelings won't be valued or understood. Or worst case scenario, she's out of love and can't be bothered anymore. Sharing details with you actually drains her energy. And so she doesn't even invest that kind of time or information. Number 2 is decreased physical intimacy. It's a no-brainer. Physical intimacy is more than just a mere touch. It's a language of its own, right? Through a simple hug, a gentle touch on the arm, holding hands, couples convey feelings of love, comfort, connection. However, when these touches start to fade, it speaks of an underlying change in the dynamics of a relationship. Physical touch is a fundamental human connection. Studies have shown that touch can reduce stress, convey emotions, and can even strengthen the bond between couples. It's a way of saying, I'm here for you, without uttering those words, right? So when these gestures decrease or become rare in your relationship, you should worry. Then there's a conversation about sexual intimacy. I mean, while sexual intimacy is a significant component of romantic relationships, the day-to-day physical connections like cuddling on the couch, a peck on the cheek, hold immense value. Now, think of these gestures as the threads that weave the fabric of a relationship. If you used to snuggle up together to watch a movie and now you find her opting for, say, a separate chair or maintaining her distance, it's not just space on the couch that's growing, right? Remember those days when you'd spontaneously hold hands while walking, or she'll lean in to give you a quick kiss? Now, these acts, though small, were filled with love and affection. Now, if she pulls away or seems hesitant to engage in any of these gestures, for me, it's a huge sign of decreasing physical intimacy. And here's a cue. For a lot of people, when they begin to fall out of love, kissing is one of the first things that go. Take note. Number 3 is lack of interest in spending time together, right? So spending quality time together isn't just about being in the same space, right? It's about creating experiences, understanding each other deeper, and forging bonds that actually stand the test of time. When there's a noticeable reduction in these shared moments, it signals a drift in the relationship dynamic. Now, trust me when I say every individual needs their space, their time for personal activities or friends and family, right? However, a relationship thrives on the distance between, or the balance, should I say, between me time and us time. If me time starts dominating, pushing the us time into the shadows, it's a shift worth noting. Remember those days when she gleefully canceled plans at the mere idea of an unplanned date or something with you? If these spontaneous moments have now become rare memories and she frequently opts for other engagements like girls' nights out, even when you're available and willing to spend time together, it's a clear change in the relationship's dynamic. The occasional need to prioritize work, personal commitments, or other social engagements is entirely natural. It's normal, right? Yet, when these occasions become the norm rather than the exception, it's a sign of a deeper disconnect. And there's no other explanation for it. Number 4 is no jealousy. Jealousy, often portrayed as a villain in the story of love, can in moderate amounts be a testament to the depth of feeling and attachment in a relationship. It's that pinch of possessiveness, the innate desire to protect what's dear to us, right? And the fear of losing it. However, like everything in life, balance is key. Too much jealousy, of course, will stifle the relationship, and a complete lack of it can signal detachment. In the right doses, jealousy can add a playful spark to a relationship. It can be that cheeky comment she makes when she notices someone's attention on you, or the mock frown when you sort of mention spending time with a female friend. I mean, these are signs of her emotional involvement and a reflection of her caring about her place in your life. Fast forward to now. If she appears indifferent or unaffected, even when someone overtly flirts with you, it can feel like a cold splash of water, signaling a possible decrease in her emotional stake in that relationship. A total absence of jealousy can stem from various reasons. And it might be a conscious decision to be more trusting, maybe a desire to avoid confrontational situations, or could indeed indicate reduced emotional involvement. So take note. Sometimes it might also be a sign of her feeling secure in the relationship, believing that no external factor perhaps can shake what you guys have. However, if this lack of jealousy is paired with other signs of emotional distance, I believe that it merits a closer look. Don't gloss over it. Number 5, a shift in communication patterns. Now, it's not just about the frequency of conversations, but their depth, their warmth, intent. So when there's an observable shift in how communication unfolds, it's a change that demands attention. I mean, think back to times when she would send long, thoughtful texts, maybe sharing a funny incident, her thoughts on a movie, or just checking to see how your day was, something as simple as that. These messages, filled with warmth and affection, showcased her investment in the relationship and her eagerness to share moments with you, even if it was virtually. Now, if these detailed messages have been replaced by terse replies like the letter K when you write a long message to her, or it's like moving from a heartfelt letter to a brief post-it note. Now, the difference is palpable and speaks of a deeper change. Beyond the medium of text, this shift can also manifest in face-to-face conversations. Conversations that used to be rich, engaging, filled with shared dreams, laughter, even debates may now be limited in perfunctory exchanges or small talk. A key point to consider is distinguishing between genuine indifference and external factors like increased work pressure or personal challenges that may be leading to reduced communication, right? Admittedly, sometimes life's demands can briefly overshadow the usual patterns of interaction, but this should be a temporary thing. I believe a consistent pattern of indifference or reluctance to engage can be indicative of emotional distancing or loss of interest entirely. So take note. Number 6, avoidance of future planning. And this is key. Remember those nights when you guys would both lie under the stars, so to speak, talking about traveling the world or maybe settling down in some nice home one day? I mean, those weren't just idle dreams. They were signs of mutual trust, commitment, a shared vision of the future. However, if these conversations have now become rare or even non-existent, and she avoids even planning a short weekend getaway, it's an unmistakable sign of shifting dynamics in your relationship. When a noticeable distance emerges in such future-oriented conversations, it's more than just a scheduling conflict. It's a shift in the relationship's trajectory. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, everyone has moments or phases where planning feels overwhelming. But if "let's discuss this later" becomes her frequent response to any talk about the future, be it deciding on holiday destination or discussing bigger life concerns or decisions, it indicates a hesitation or reluctance to commit to shared plans. And trust me when I say she may be falling out of love. Number 7, increase in arguments. Now, arguments are an inevitable part of any relationship, offering avenues to vent, to understand, grow. However, the nature and frequency of how you solve your disagreements can offer insights into the health and dynamics of your relationship. When previously trivial matters evolve into epic battles and compromise seems like a relic of the past, it's time to pause and understand what's going on. Remember those early days when picking a restaurant or choosing a movie was almost instinctive and exciting, mutually? Now juxtapose that with the present, where insignificant decisions like where to eat feel like a peace negotiation without the peace. Now, this shift from harmony to discord over a little decision is a symptom of underlying issues, right? There might be deeper issues, perceived negligence, feeling undervalued on her part, or other
If you are trying to contact a woman and you're getting delayed response and busy scheduling, she's not interested. It's really that simple. When a woman likes you, she will cancel plans. She cancels plans, she responds immediately, she becomes available. When she doesn't really like you that much, she's unavailable. It's really that simple. I always think you, as a man, friend zone yourself. People can friend zone themselves. How you friend zone yourself is by not making your intentions clear. There are men that I'm friends with but are still not in my friend zone because they'll always make a flirty comment. They'll always remind me that they're interested in some way, shape. And I'm like, I'm trying to put you in the friend zone and you keep coming out of it.
Do you think men and women can be friends?
Yeah, I do. Both of them have to not be attracted to each other. I think you miss out on life when you aren't friends with the opposite sex. You miss out on so much in life because there's so many times where you might be fighting with your partner and you talk to your female friend and she's like, I can't believe you said that to you. And you talk to your male friend and you're like, don't be stupid. You know what that means? You're just a bit tired, blah, blah, blah. And they give you so much free game. They give you...
If your woman withdraws or starts to shut down on you, more than likely it's something that you've done or said that makes her feel like it's not safe to love you. Like as men, we tend to get it confused. We think, she must be complacent. She done got too comfortable. When ironically, it's probably the exact opposite. More than likely, she's not comfortable at all. And now her guard is up, which means her affection is down. And no, it's not spite, it's survival mode. And the more that you push on her to just snap out of it, the more you criticize her, the more that you threaten to leave if she don't step it up or, talk about her looks or her energy being negative, the more you just validate her decision to get emotionally distant from you because obviously you don't get it. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is whenever you don't even make a valid effort to try to understand how she feels because you're so consumed with how much her withdrawal is inconveniencing you. Instead of acknowledging the fact that just by trying to love you, your woman is spiritually withering away right in front of you. And if that goes on long enough, man, she gonna pull away so far that no apology, no begging to go to therapy, no nothing is gonna pull her back.
You know what's truly heartbreaking is when you take a step back and you start to assess things and break things down completely and remove the blindfolds, only to realize that some people don't genuinely love you the way you have convinced yourself that they do. They only love the way you go out of your way for them. They only love the way how you sacrifice for them. They only love the way you consider them because it boosts their ego. They don't put in any effort themselves. The problem is that many of us aren't blind to how people treat us or what they do to us. We voluntarily cover our own eyes, blinded by our own love, hoping that the love we give, they will want to give it back to us. The love we give and the so-called love they give back simply doesn't match. You can't expect them to do how you do.